Hi everybody. I hope you have been able to enjoy the sunrise of this beautiful city in Dublin. So welcome to my talk, The New Era in Machine Learning in JavaScript. And something about me before I start. So I'm Marian and I have a little jet lag. That's why I didn't start this morning early. So I came from Colombia, South America. And I will be returning after my talk, so I will be at midnight at my home. So I am community leader at Pioneras Dev. Pioneras is an initiative that is granted through IBM. Is through public, the employees of IBM vote for the community open source grant. And we are the only one in Latin America to win this award, so it's an honor to have that in Pioneras. We impact women for poor backgrounds, teaching them for free programming. So I'm standing like a bridge. If you are interested in something that we do, please contact us. I'm also author. I'm a nerd, so I like to learn and share directly in the Notes or blog. You will find my articles plus 70 articles there about Node.js and open source. And I love plants, and in my home in Medellin, Colombia, I have more 200 different species, including mangoes. And yeah, and we can be connected through social media through Marian Villa. So, setting the baseline. AI, through this meme, is just a collection of if and then statements, and in my opinion, they're not 100% wrong. This meme is from 6 years ago. It's in Reddit, actually in a channel. And to understand this meme, I recommend you to read this article in the New Yorker about a recent poll scientists run to understand the dangers of AI. And many of the academics are really impressed by the experience they have with big models like GPT-4. And they are trying to be vigilantes to be aware if deeper intelligence appear. So the positions of the author is just a tool. And as a tool, it's not a creature, and we need to use that tool in the best way. And the same opinion is from this talk that Andrew Ng ran in Stanford 3 weeks ago. And he said, my position is not that they are wrong, but they can be sure. We retain an opinion of classifying the software in different ways. And the most pragmatic position is to think of AI as a tool, not a creature, and understand that if we ask, what is electricity good for, probably we have different opinions about electricity, but we understand that electricity has different applications. So the landscape and opportunities in AI in 2023, according to Andrew Ng, is you need to figure out what you want to resolve with AI and try to use AI for good. So he also, in this talk from Stanford University, talked about the landscape and resolve, he said, it's a collection of tools and gives them size to this tool that is highlighted in the presentation to concentrate that the ones for him is the greatest route in first place. It will be supervised learning and generative AI. But we definitely don't know for sure that AI is not machine learning. If not, don't worry, here we are going to take a step back and to understand the basics briefly and concentrate specifically in JavaScript in honor to this day, to this beautiful day. So setting the baseline, I like to talk about the Node.js project. And I don't know if you are familiar with data and statistics. The first talk about this. the importance of taking community and developers in the decisions we make with software. And the first language, according to Stack Overflow and according to Octoverse and the several polls that are out there on internet, they agree that JavaScript is still the king. And in web frameworks and technologies, Node.js indeed is still in first place, then React, jQuery, Angular, etc. And Node.js with React, they have like 52% and 48%. And other tools, they have Docker, NPM, pip, Homebrew, Yarn. So yeah, the whole ecosystem that we use to get Node, the Node JavaScript runtime. So the importance of Node for the ecosystem is based in Chrome JavaScript runtime and allows developers to create server-side applications with JavaScript. You already know that, and it's probably out there plus 10 years right now. And the importance of this is you will have real-time applications such as chat applications and online games, however, Node.js applications everywhere. And it has different applications, but you can use it too to use servers and use it everywhere. So you have IoT, chatbots, big data analytics. And the importance of this is because when you think about AI or machine learning, probably the first language came to your mind is Python, and I'm going to talk about that. So here are some tools to build like a first application in Node.js. And I have a really cool blog post about how to start and use the most common, stable, and really well distributed applications there, open source. And the other thing is these are the cloud work that directly the OpenJS Foundation released to qualify like the most functionalities or perceptions that developers has about Node.js. And I think the most important is like it's awesome, it's simple, and it's fast, it's flexible, and it's really powerful. And different enterprise companies use this technology. And if you wonder why this woman is talking about this, it's because I work in node source. And according to the NPM documentation, if you are installing the binaries of Node.js in your computer, you are using one of our servers probably. So, and the NPM documentation recommend this. Something that I want to highlight also is like the technology behind Node.js, because it's not a silo, it's also part of the community. When we talk about AI and Andrew Engine and machine learning and other technologies that I am going to mention, it's important to have this picture in your mind. So if you want to establish a relation between Node.js and AI, probably something really important is understand that in 2015, the Google Brain team developed TensorFlow, an open source machine learning framework famous for powering deep neural networks with high-level code, and it's commonly used with Python, but it can run in other languages, and JavaScript is no exception. And I think Node.js, I really believe that, is going to closing the gaps between data scientists and mathematicians and scientists with the people who work, developers who work in web development. So it's a really good alternative. And according to Andrew Engine, and I know we both live post-pandemic and pandemic times, they say in the Wire magazine, we clearly don't have the right algorithms yet. It's going to take decades. This is not going to be an easy one, but I think there's hope. And in November last year, we have like the explosion of all the different models out there, and I think the democratization of applications like ChatGPT and BART recently. So this is like a timeline about what happened in the machine learning landscape, and some key dates that probably is important to have in mind is right now we are talking about GPT-4 and JAMA, if you know about the project that Meta released. And the importance of this is because when you have this infographic created by voice AI, you will have like all the different solutions and the incrementally solutions that are able and releasing every time. So in the keynote that Andrew Ng talked about 3 weeks ago, he was talking about what would be like the value proposition and about startups in AI, about the different proposals he received about creating innovations in the AI landscape. And I think here, according to what we talk about, Erika, about the impact, environmental impact and climate change and gender gaps that we are still facing, the ODS are out there, and even OpenAI released a machine learning AI course for social impact right now. So I suggest you to take a step in and create solutions to close that gaps that we still have. So a branch of the field, if we were talking about artificial intelligence and machine learning, a branch of the field is machine learning. So the initial point is training and is used to properly balance and build the neuron space on examples and data. And according to this, the Verge meme of Sonder is AI, AI, AI for everyone, everywhere. So projects and technology with AI. So DeepMind right now is the, according to Andrew Ng, the neural network, they are really focused in create like neural networks, trying to understand the different layers and how the connection is creating like new solutions to interact between nodes, mapping the ways to determine the importance of given variables, like hyperparameters, and when we train the model, the accuracy gradually tuning and improve the end results. So as you probably know, the word tensor describes a multilinear relation between algebraic with a vector space or a multi-dimensional array. We also have Keras, an open source neural network library written in Python, and is capable of running on TensorFlow, Microsoft Cognitive Toolkit, or Chino. And JAX, and with JAX, we have like an execution, like a recent machine deep learning library developed by DeepMind. And when we have this landscape, we believe that AI is a foundational and transformational technology that will improve compelling and helpful benefits to people and society. That's why I was trying to inspire you in taking the step to this statement that AI Google create in generative, when they release generative AI. And with generative AI, so the large language models right now, we can create everything from images, audio, text, video, code, and with just a prompt, according to Andrew Ng, we have like this different process, complex patterns written that a traditional learning model can achieve in the past. And right now, this is for Sequoia. Sequoia is an investment firm, a VC firm, actually. And they have like this classification about the landscape according to the revenue, according to business and ROI, etc. So I think it's really important, not only thinking about the impact of the applications we were building in machine learning, JavaScript, etc., or using just TensorFlow with Python, of course, is creating, understanding the landscape and the implications and the possible use you can do with AI. So about TensorFlow, we have a TensorFlow, and I think it's really special because we can have like data processing, visualization, model evaluation, deployment, and it's accessible for developers. And it's really accessible for developers because we can create like mobile CPUs or microcontrollers with TensorFlow Lite. You can use TensorFlow in the browser with TensorFlow.js, and you can scale up to run in multiple GPUs, or run TensorFlow processing unit chip engineering at massive scale. And the use, we saw different papers about medical imagining X to sort a timeline between, for example, tweet relevance in our timeline, in Spotify to recommend music, by PayPal to fraud detection, or another popular use case like self-driving cars or natural language processing. So, okay, this sounds really cool, but how to start an AI project? So, first, understand like you can build from scratch. You have options by write your own machine learning model. It will take a while. So first, choose a framework in your favorite programming language. I suggest JavaScript. And even in the realm of JavaScript, there are already competitive frameworks, examples, and different options. So machine learning with JavaScript, you can, a typical architecture, if you were creating like a TensorFlow project, will be creating a Python file, then install TensorFlow, then import your data set, then start to train the model to predict something, and then Tensor integrates with Keras library, for example, through a sequential API that can help you to build your first neural network layer by layer. But when you have like Node.js, so what happened with JavaScript in this environment? So the answer is Node. Node is closing the gap between web development and data science. So machine learning is growing, and so it is JavaScript being the most dominant language according to the polls for web development, because it's versatile and the adoption and the community. So in consequence, developers are seeking for opportunities to integrate Node.js in the exciting world of machine learning. This is really important because if you remember like the first talk about Angular and the whole ecosystem, we were talking about personalization, about creating interface, about getting to know like the direct feedback of the user and create a personalization and really particular experience, of course, following the standards. So if we combine Node.js with machine learning capabilities, developers can leverage the power of machine learning algorithms to extract insights, make predictions, and automate complex tasks, all with the familiarity of JavaScript ecosystem, so this is really efficient. And Node.js also empowers developers to build end-to-end applications to integrate with machine learning. We can leverage real-time data processing, for example, dynamic web interface, as I said, and predictive analysis. So we are in the growing ecosystem. Several specific libraries, as TensorFlow.js, Brain.js, and ML5.js, have been developed to facilitate machine learning tasks in JavaScript, further enriching like the Node.js ecosystem through NPM directly. So the tools and library for machine learning and Node.js. We have options, as I mentioned, TensorFlow, Brain.js, ML5.js. And with TensorFlow, you have like the flexibility to construct models from the ground using the low-level JavaScript linear algebra of the high-level layers of API, both of which often user-friendly and adaptable APIs. With Brain.js, you will install through NPM, and it offers extensive features such as asynchronous support for training network data to train async and compatibility with streams. And in ML5.js, this is an open source, it's really friendly, high-level interface to TensorFlow.js. As a library, you can handle GPU, accelerate mathematical operations, and memory management. And if you are still asking why we're still choosing TensorFlow.js. So unlike other JavaScript-based implementation of machine learning libraries and frameworks, is supported by Google, and this is really important because it has a really big community that are releasing papers almost every week. As a framework, you can apply to music, videos, images, statistics, and whatever data we can amass. The importance of the projects, as I said in the keynote that Andrew delivered, is about the idea and the implementation of that idea according to the data or the data sets you have. So thinking the impact, think about the proper tools. The NPM ecosystem is really mature and grow, and you can start implementing and using the web browser to create an amazing experience for developers and users. So Node.js is also running directly to the browser, and implementation of AI starting as a domain-specific code mostly, that like any kind of dynamic capability, but with Node.js, you will overpass that, and you will no log behind an API, because you will have like the creation barriers just destroyed. You can create and get your brain start thinking and creating an amazing experience for users. And JavaScript runs everywhere, so you can be offline and with even zero information, also be very safety with the user, privacy. You can choose, prototype, and deploy your skills to a variety of platforms. And the idea with this is just encourage you to go and play and understand that with JS, like the limits there are no limits right now, and they have different demos. And this is the TensorFlow JS demos directly in the browser to have like a link for example, for the next karaoke session in your home, or if you want to create like a different game, or just the face mask filters we are using in different social media. So thank you, go right mate again. I hope I say it.